Hi, and welcome to TXDZNY. On today's show, I'll be talking about all the news that dropped with the parks at Disney World and Disneyland for the D23 Expo that was this past weekend. The best news of this all was that everything that was announced is 100% going to be coming to the parks. The last few D23 Expos, there's been a lot of what Disney calls blue sky, and they're pretty much just ideas of what they might do. Nothing for sure happening. So everything that they announced at the D23 Expo for Walt Disney World and Disneyland will be happening. It's not that it might or is just an idea. These are confirmed things and lands and stuff that will happen. So let's hop into some of this exciting news that's going to be hitting the Disney parks. I'm going to start by talking about Walt Disney World and doing everything park by park to kind of keep it uniform and easy for people to follow. So I'll start with Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom, of all the parks, has the most news that is going to be new and to be really excited about. So the first big thing that I'm probably the most excited about is them going to be adding a Villains Land to Magic Kingdom. So this is what it looks like in its drawing. Is going to be at least 2 rides, and I'm sure there'll be lots of theming and everything obviously around it, and some meet and greets and different uh, restaurants and stuff like that. It's going to be a whole land. But one ride looks like it's for sure going to be a roller coaster. They didn't confirm where this area is going to be. Everyone assumes it's kind of going to be beyond like Big Thunder Mountain and maybe behind Rivers of America and stuff like that. But it is for sure happening. This looks like it's going to be a project that's going to be a couple of years into the future that'll be going into, under construction. But a lot of people have been wanting a villains area at Magic Kingdom for a long time, and it looks like we are for sure getting it now. So that's something to be very, very excited about. Next is that Disney announced that they're bringing back a nighttime show before Happily Ever After. This new show is going to be called Disney Starlight. So it's not going to be exactly like how the electrical parade was, but it looks like it's going to be more like what you see in some of the international parks with their nighttime show before their fireworks, which is something to be really, really excited about. It looks like the Blue Fairy is kind of the one who's going to be hosting it. It's going to have a lot of characters all lit up and stuff like that to get you all excited for Happily Ever After. The next big land coming to Magic Kingdom is a Cars area. It's not necessarily going to be called the Cars Land because it isn't really a copy and a paste of what you see at Disneyland at Disney's California Adventure. It looks like it's going to have its own little twist on these rides. It's going to have a ride that looks a lot like Radiator Springs, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit different. And then it's going to have a ride that's going to be a little bit more where little kids can go on. It didn't go into detail if it's going to have a whole Flow 8's Cafe and everything like that. But we are going to be getting a Cars area, which looks like it's going to be an extension of Frontierland. So that's kind of like a Beyond Big Thunder Mountain area. And if you think about it, that kind of themes right into everything over there. So it's something to be really excited about that Walt Disney World is finally getting some Cars rides to their parks. Last and certainly not least at Magic Kingdom, there will be a Pirates of the Caribbean bar lounge going right by the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. This had been rumored previous, and Tortuga Tavern's already closed and everything like that. So this wasn't really a surprise. But looks like this is going to be a bar area that will be serving alcohol beverages at Magic Kingdom right by Pirates of the Caribbean. You're likely it'll be kind of like an OGA's type thing where you're going to need a reservation or try to join a walk-up list to get into this place. But it's going to be a really cool Pirates themed bar that'll be right over there in the Adventureland area of Magic Kingdom. Next, we'll move on to Epcot. Epcot, out of all the 4 parks at Disney World, has the least to report as anything that's new, which isn't really a surprise to me, given that they've done the most recent projects there with Guardians of the Galaxy and some of the other things that have been added there over the last few years. But what is being added is they're adding a Spaceship Earth bar and lounge somewhere near the Spaceship Earth area. The only other thing that Disney talked about with Epcot is that they confirmed that Test Track is being redone, and it's going to have a little bit of a mixture of a couple of different versions that we've seen of Test Track over the years. So that's exciting, but that's already started. That Test Track closed, a few weeks ago, so everyone knew this already. So it really wasn't a groundbreaking, announcement. So, but they did mention that Test Track is underway to get its retheming done. Now I'll move on to Hollywood Studios. Now the biggest surprise I had out of all the announcements that were made that I really threw me off guard is that they are adding a Monsters Inc. land now to Hollywood Studios, which is really cool. And the ride that they have that it shows that they're going to be adding is really cool. It's going to be the first Disney ride that's going to be where you're kind of your legs are kind of dangling from below you. I know Soarin' has it like that, but it's not really a ride on that, right? You're just kind of floating in the air. This one's going to be an actual track ride where your legs are going to be, dangling from your where you'll be strapped in. So this looks like it's going to be a really, really cool ride. Someone who loves Monsters Inc., I'm really excited about this, and it's a whole land. So who knows what else they'll maybe put back there. I'm sure there'll be some sort of food spots and some meet and greets with Sully and Mike Wazowski. But something to be really excited about that they are extending onto Monsters Inc. They didn't say where this area is going to be. There's several different areas where they could possibly add this land. And Hollywood Studios only had one more update that is kind of smaller. Is that Smuggler's Run looks to be adding a Mandalorian and Grogu little scenes to its ride because they are going to be doing a movie along that storyline. So they're going to be adding some of those scenes into the Smuggler's Run ride. Next, we'll hop into Disney's Animal Kingdom. Like a lot of us thought, Tropical Americas will be replacing Dino Land. I'm someone who kind of liked Dino Land. So a part of me doesn't like this, but I'm liking more of a Disney themed area here. So what you're going to have is the ride Dinosaur is going to be replaced by an Indiana Jones ride. And the track to Dinosaur and Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland are very similar, but this does not look like it's going to be a copy and paste of what that one at Disneyland is. It looks like it's going to have its own little twist on it. So it looks like a lot of these lands that are at both Disney World and at Disneyland aren't going to be copy and paste of what they are at the other parks, like you see at like Star Wars Land. They're going to be unique to Disney World and Disneyland. The big new ride that'll be at Tropical Americas will be an Encanto ride that looks like it's going to be a boat ride, and it's going to kind of take you into the house of the casita of the Madrigals, and it says that it's going to be kind of taking you in there on Antonio's birthday is what it says. The other ride that looks like it's going to be added is where Triceratops Spin is. It looks like they're going to be adding a carousel, and what it says is that the where you normally see horses and stuff like that on a carousel, it's going to be some Disney animals. It didn't say specifically if it's going to be just Encanto ones or just different animal characters throughout Disney franchises will be on this carousel. Now, we all know that Dino Land area is rather large, so I do expect a lot more theming and everything to go into this area. Expect a lot of maybe dining options over here, and who knows, they maybe even add another ride or something like that. They didn't confirm that, but it is a very large area, and at the end of the day, they're really only adding that one Encanto ride that's going to be the boat ride of seeing the Madrigal family. So it will be interesting to see what they do with the rest of the land here, but I have no question that they'll make it very beautiful. And last and certainly not least at Disney World at Animal Kingdom is the Bugs Life show that was inside the Tree of Life is going to be a Zootopia show. Now, we kind of already knew this, so this wasn't exactly breaking news, but this is confirmed, and it looks like it's going to be happening sometime in 2025. So that's one of the closer rumors. This whole area actually is going under construction rather soon. Now it's not going to open for a little while, but a lot of this whole Dino Land area is going to start. You're going to see start getting broken down and turned into this whole Encanto Tropical Americas area. Now over to the West Coast with Disneyland and DCA. Almost all the updates over here for Disneyland and DCA are all regarding DCA. There's not a lot of land for Disneyland over there to expand and stuff like that, so it makes sense. So all the expansions are going to be coming to the DCA area over there in California. So one of the big lands that's going to be going over there is it looks like that DCA is going to be getting its own Pandora. The cool part about this also is that it's not going to be a copy and paste of what we see at Animal Kingdom. It's going to be unique to just DCA. So that's something to be really excited about. It's showing that it has one big ride, and it looks like it's a water ride, but it looks like they're adding quite a bit. So I imagine that there will be another ride added to this Pandora area that's going to be an expansion of DCA. Next is that Coco is going to be getting a water ride over there at DCA. Coco doesn't have any ride at Disney Park, so this is going to be the first ride based on Coco. And it is going to be a water ride. It looks like it's going to be a kid ride, a slower ride. It looks like more one of those classic, rides where it's a slow boat ride, and I'll probably just take you through the storyline of Coco. So it looks like it's going to be a really cool ride. As someone who likes Coco, I'm pretty excited about this, and it looks like it's going to be a cool little expansion to DCA with this Coco ride. Next is that the Avengers campus is going to be getting two new attractions there. It looks like it's going to be Avengers Infinity Defense, which is going to have King Thanos taking you through, different lands and stuff and worlds that he's going to be going through. And the one that has me a little bit excited is Stark's Flight Lab. And this is where you're going to work with a different superhero, and you're going to take on different flights that they're going to be working on and stuff like that. So this is going to be two cool rides added to the Avengers campus over there at DCA. Disneyland will also be doing the same update to Smuggler's Run that Hollywood Studios is going to be doing, where they're going to be adding a Mando and Grogu to the ride over there. So that's an update that's going to be going on at both parks. And the last update out there on the West Coast is going to be that they're going to be making audio animatronic of Walt himself. This is going to be at the Main Street Opera House there at Disneyland, where you will see great moments with Mr. Lincoln, but they're going to be throwing in some scenes there with Walt Disney himself, probably doing some history and stuff to the Walt Disney franchise and everything like that, which is going to be really, really cool. I do hope they add something like this at Disney World one day as well. But that's going to be a cool little update there at Disneyland right there on Main Street. So that's all the main updates that we heard at D23 regarding the parks. I'm very, very excited about it. Obviously, I love Disney World and Disneyland, but I go to Disney World way, way, way more frequently than I go to Disney World. So some of these areas like the Villains Land, the Cars Land, the Monsters Inc. area, I'm beyond excited about it. To me, this was just a home run for D23. They've been doing so many just blue sky things for the last few years. They actually have some concrete plans for this is really, really good. They know they have to compete with Epic Universe opening up at Universal Studios in 2025. So they're just going to be a couple of years behind on all this, where a lot of these rides are going to be opening up in around 27, 28, 29, and 2030. So they're going to, it looks like, we just updated a bunch of things at mainly Epcot and things like that, added a few lands over there at Hollywood Studios. And now it's going to kind of be Universal's turn here for the next couple of years, but it's going to be a lot of Disney for the few years after that. So they realized their competition and they really capitalized on it, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for all these updates coming to Disney World and Disneyland and DCA. So that's it for this show. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.